in this video there's 6 problems here. We're just going to do maybe one of them, and then the rest of them you can do. So let's see. Let's do 11. So I'm gonna go to another sheet, and then we'll come back and graph it. Alright, this is in standard form right now because it's ax plus by equals c, and we need to change it to slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. The first thing that we're going to do is get rid of this negative 3x. So again, we could pick it up and drag it over here, and as soon as it crosses over, it's going to turn into a positive 3x. That's very possible. You could do that. Or you could just add 3x to both sides, and either way, notice that 3x is going to be positive. It's going to go away from here. So whenever something changes sides, it changes its sign. Anytime that you need to move something from one side of the equation to the other, you are going to be changing its sign. There's no doubt about it. So we have 2y equals 3x minus 4. Let me make that a little better. Okay, so 2 is still multiplying by y, and we need y by itself, so we're going to be dividing by 2 everywhere. And these 2's go away. And then we're almost done. It looks like we can simplify this a little bit. Y equals, well, 3 divided by 2 doesn't work out evenly, so let's just leave it like that. But 4 divided by 2 does work out evenly. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So negative 4 divided by 2 would be negative 2. Now we have our equation. And let's look at it a little bit more in depth. So don't forget that this is the slope. So rise over run is 3 over 2. And the y-intercept is negative 2. So we're going to start with the y-intercept. This is going to be our first point. We're going to put a point at negative 2 on the y-axis. From there, we're going to use the slope to find the second point. Once we have the second point, we connect those dots, and that makes the line. And we've then graphed the equation. So I'm back to the work page, and the first point was negative 2. So let's just write this here. Alright, so the slope is 3 over 2. So we're going to run 2 and rise 3. So let's go run 2. Oops, wait a minute. So 1, 2, and then rise 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we put our second dot right there, and we connect that line. It looks like it's going to pass through P. Well, it should. My line's really crooked, but again, you're going to have a ruler, and you're going to be able to make it very precise. So I want you to rewatch this video if you need help, or raise your hand, but first I want you to try one by yourself. See if you can figure it out. You're doing the same thing every time. Take it from standard form, put it into slope-intercept form. Then once it's in slope-intercept form, start with the y-intercept. That'll be your first point. Then use the slope to make your second point. Once you have 2 points, then you're good. You just connect the dots, make the line, and you're done. Well, let's do one more. Let's do 12, and then the other 4 you can do by yourself. So 12 is a little different, so I definitely want to go over it so that you're not confused. Alright, so it says x plus 3y equals 9. Well, again, this is 1x. So 1x is being added, so we're going to subtract 1x from both sides. these 1x's go away, and we're left with 3y equals negative 1x, plus 9. Because notice 9 was not negative. 9 was positive. It's going to stay positive. Then we're going to divide everything by 3. These 3's will go away, and we're left with negative 1/3 x plus, now 9 over 3 can reduce. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the thing that might have messed some kids up, if they didn't put the 1 in front of the x, it gets a little confusing, like, because you could have written it like this. You could have written it as negative x over 3, and that is still fine. That's a good answer. But without the 1 there, I think it could be a little confusing. So we want to make sure that we put the 1 there so that we know what we're looking at. So here's our equation. So the slope is a negative, so it's going to fall, and it's going to start at positive 3. So it's going to be going downhill like a ski slope, and we're going to run 3 and fall 1. So it starts at positive 3. So 1, 2, 3. And, then we're going to run 3. So 1, 2, 3. And fall 1. So there's our next point. Let me erase this. So there's our 2 points. And it looks like it's going to pass through K. So let's make sure here. And again, I'm having a hard time actually connecting those dots, but you will do better than I did. So the other 4 I want you to do, and then when you get them done, raise your hand and let me look at them.